Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 630, recording live on November 5th, 2025. I'm your host, not in Cowtown, in a colorful room, Tony.
I'm Adriel.
I'm Kyle. In a colorful room in a different location than them.
You're Bushmaster.
Oh, God. I've gained a new nickname over the weekend that we'll talk about more later, I guess. We'll start with what we did in guns. Let's go with Kyle first, since he is not in the same room.
Not a lot. I'd tapered off the ace a little bit because, as I was mentioning last week, I felt like I was overdoing it, both my hands and actually my elbows, where I was like almost hyperextending. So I was getting some pain in there and still there, but so tapered off the ace for a little bit, it's just like if you just started going to the gym and going super hard. So yeah, did that. I started selecting some parts for figuring out what I'm going to put for my new competition rifle build that I'm looking at building over the winter time, and kind of figuring out how much that's going to cost. And yeah, just trying to decide how I'm going to do it, and trying to go light this time, I think, because my competition rifle right now is a little bit on the heavy side. I haven't actually weighed it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's close to 10 pounds.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's with optics and magazine.
That's running. Well, that's no mag, but running weight. Like, I'm going to say probably around 9-10 pounds. I should really weigh that, but yeah. And I still need to inventory all my parts because I still have loaner rifles to build. And, we got to figure out what we need to buy on Black Friday or coming up to Black Friday if we can find some dealer deals or something. So not looking forward to that. And there's a lot of random parts, so I got to go through those and figure out if we even want to use some of them, like what out of what I have here we want to use and what we need to buy, and finalize that stuff. But yeah, so that's what I got to do. I did make it to the store today to pick up the new toys. So first off, a couple of the pistols we picked up. The Masadas, they're compact versions. So
the shorties. Ooh.
Yeah.
How many rounds do they hold? 15?
So they come with two mags. They come with a 13-round mag and a 17-round mag.
I guess the 17. Oh, they have a base pad. So
it's got a base pad. So I would imagine, although it's got quite the flared mag well on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Are these Luke and Corey's?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, a couple of guys got them on their random prize draw bags, and since you can't bring, even if handguns weren't frozen, you wouldn't be able to get that into the country because the barrel's too short.
Pro head.
Yeah.
Nice pro head.
So now they are stored at my place, and they got carry pistols when they come down.
How I usually tell it is if you see the rear of the slide behind the ejection port is longer than the front, something ain't right.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty good indication. Yeah. Yeah. On these, I will end up getting them to the range and trying them out, but they got quite the travel on the trigger.
Israeli safeties right there. Jesus.
And it's a heavy.
Yeah,
heavier trigger. It doesn't feel horrible, but it's heavier. Like I would probably, without a scale, put that probably around 5 pounds.
5 pounds isn't really that bad, is
that's
it?
fine.
Oh no, for a duty pistol, it's not bad at all. No,
it's not 3 pounds.
At some point, I will get some time off work and actually go to the range. We'll see when that happens. But then, the other item, my item that I pulled off the raffle was there as well. So this is
Ooh.
the IWI Zion 15 that I won in a raffle.
Cool.
So yeah, it's not bad. You know, custom Cerakote job by Pro2A Customs.
Pretty.
Nice slim handguard. Everything else is basically run of the mill. The grip, like the grip and buttstock, they're what are they? B5 systems. Grip is actually not bad at all. It's actually fairly grippy. Kind of reminds me of the Unrivaled's new one, just not as aggressive. Only thing is they got nothing on the back. So it's smooth on the back, but the sides and the front are grippy. So don't know how I feel about that. I'd like some grip, especially up in the swell here.
Got it.
Put some grip tape on there, or
yeah, grip tape, or even just stipple that. Like, I mean, it's plastic, so you could stipple it. So, and then like they're kind of knockoff Magpul stock with your little battery compartments in here. So,
I don't know where B5 came from, but they seem to come on strong on the scene like in the recent 2-3 years. I want to say.
No, I'll be honest with you, I hadn't really heard of them, but I don't really look a lot of random stuff. Everything I'm looking for is like purpose built, like high end competitions. So
that's fair. I guess I'm just seeing more of the OE stuff. They're running these as the alternative to the Magpul, I guess.
Yeah. Like I said, not so far, like feeling it, nothing wrong with them at all. It is far from the cheapest stuff I've felt, and holding the grip, you would actually mistake it for Magpul. I think you could easily mistake it for Magpul. So I don't know who, but this will probably get modified a bit because my feeling is every rifle needs an adjustable gas block. Do a muzzle brake on that. Do some ambi controls, 45 safety, bigger charging handle, and this will probably be someone's loaner rifle for Superstition or whenever they come down. So,
no one's called it yet?
No one's called it yet. No.
Sounds like you're going to make a call right now.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've got one of the IWI rifles.
I thought you were building one. I was actually going to talk to you about that. About if you were going to build one or do an off-the-shelf rifle.
Hey,
I think a custom build would be up your alley because you're looking to do fairly well at this match. So,
all right, I will succumb to the peer pressure, Kyle.
yeah. So yeah, I've actually got to make a link. I was showing you guys before the show my build sheet there that I put together, and so I got to clean that up and post that for the group, so that because there is a couple rifles on there, I want people to go through and say, oh yeah, okay, this is where we're at, this is what we need to order, because basically everybody with the loaner rifle is helping out with the build, with the understanding, like, I mean, obviously they don't get to keep it, but we work with people, and basically they come down, hey, you have a rifle to use, and with the understanding that if you're not down here and someone else is and they want to use it, well, I mean, they use it, but they don't get something crap back. And so we've been able to do it that way, and they've been pitching in for the builds, which is great because I could not build all these rifles on just my own budget. So
exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for me. Working every day, literally. So yeah. Adriel and Tony, you guys going to do a duo on what you guys did in guns, or?
Quick question for Kyle first.
Okay.
For what you usually build, what is your brand of lower parts kit?
Lower parts kit, we pretty much grab anything. Like, for a lot of these rifles, because there was just so many in gift bags and that, we're actually going to be running the Luth AR lower parts kits. And I mean, like, there's stuff like the safety, if guy was want a bad lever, then your bolt catch gets changed out and whatnot. But basically, like, yeah, you did not, it doesn't need to be anything special, Yeah, we'll probably get a change trigger pins or something, like the odd thing, but like just off the shelf, like this Luth AR, it works fine. Yeah, nothing super special for the lower parts kits.
Got it.
Usually for the safety, it's what's the brand called? Radiant.
Well, yeah, standard go-to is the Radian. I haven't decided on what my next build because on mine right now I have the Timney 49er. So and I'm mixed on it because they don't have different lengths for the sides. So on your ambi side, so on your starboard side of the rifle, it's not shorter, so it kind of tends at certain times, if you're not used to it, get dug into your trigger right at your first knuckle for your trigger finger a little bit. So yeah, I haven't decided on what I'm going to use because normally it would have been Radian, but even the PCC has a different one on it. I can't remember what they put on there, but yeah, I'm shopping around, and like my competition build, I'm gonna like take down pins and that. I'm probably gonna go a little fancier on those. But
oddly, for my OCD, I prefer equal lengths on both sides, and it doesn't seem to bother my hand. But
see, I go operational. You're not staring at both sides at the same time. So like the shorter side on the Radian, it just works better functionally when you're shooting. So
that's fair. It's a performance consideration for sure.
You guys talking about the safeties or the takedown pins or what?
No, the
safeties. I think we went back to safety.
90 degree a lot of the time. It doesn't fucking matter.
So flicking the safety on this, I could never go 90 degree anymore. Like I was just flicking the safety. I was like, I could never. I'm having issues with it right now. Like I'd have to go ambi and like either the 49 degrees on like the 49er or at least 45, right?
Yeah. I purposefully pick safeties that aren't ambi. I hate ambi.
Well, you could always use a block on the other side.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a block on the other side.
Yeah. All right.
Actually,
okay. Yeah,
well, we have a question from Richard here. Kyle Adriel, any recommendations and a link to a decent range screwdriver kit that has the typical SAE, metric, and Torx? I have 3 sets of foldable Allen keys, but would prefer the smaller. The Wheeler compact screwdriver kit. Give me 2 seconds, and I will bring it and show it on air again.
All right, and I'll recommend an alternative. The Wera. What is it? Let me just check my Amazon here. It's not just a screwdriver kit, though. It's a bunch of other stuff, but I don't know. I find that if you're going to order some stuff, if you're going to need some tools, you need some more. Where is it? I want to call it the Wera One Tool or... Still looking for it, Kyle. So if you want to...
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Tool Check Plus. It's got bits, ratchet, and all that jazz. And it looks like... I've got it upstairs, but it looks like this. It's got ratchet, screwdrivers, and you can change the bits out. So just change the bits out for the common stuff, right? Like these security Torx, take those and throw them from your nearest cliff and replace them with something that... You don't ever need security Torx, right? So chuck those, get yourself some... metric and imperial Allen keys.
Oh, they have sockets too. Nice.
Yeah, there's some sockets. So I opted for metric on those. But if you want to, you could take one of the metrics one off and put a 3/8 on there because that's really common. Yeah. And it's on sale right now too. $99. That's good.
Yeah.
Kyle, you got someone you want to show?
Yeah. So I got the Wheeler. They call it the Space Saver screwdriver kit, and so it's got both SAE and metric hexes, and then a good selection. Like they got 8 different Torx sizes in there, and like the Wera kit is nice, but one thing with the Wheeler is you do get the gunsmith profile on the flats. So that would be one major difference between the Wera and this, and then it's got like 4 different Phillips heads. So like pretty much like I bought this for my range toolkit. And yeah, it comes in a case, slim. So that's my go-to now.
Yeah, the flatheads are a total pain in the ass, and you need to get the gunsmith ones if you want to do it properly. Yeah. Hollow ground or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or else you're just marring up, especially on the older guns. They just they don't
fit. They don't fit proper, and yeah.
Once you take them off once, and you will know that screw has been taken off once already. Never the same ever again.
I like it to get a set of cheap flatheads just so you can modify them too, because there's some sizes that are just not standard. And yeah. I did some PAL courses. I've been doing some PAL courses, lots of PAL courses. That's why I missed
that last week too.
Last week and the week before. Yep. So I did the PAL courses. I went and did the Tabor Pheasant Festival again this year. So me and a couple of buddies of mine went down for 2 days, and it was fantastic. Really good time, great weather, really nice weather. I shot one. I could have gotten 2 others, but a buddy of mine who was out with hadn't been to one before. We both drew down at one at the same time. I looked over, I saw him with it aimed at it, so I'm like, no, I'll let him shoot it, and he nailed it. He had a full choke and he hit it right in the middle.
Oh, right in the middle.
yeah. So he got that one, and then we looked around for a little bit. I got another one, and then he spotted one. We spooked it around, and it went to a different spot. So we went after that, and I let him take that shot again. And then day 2, we got a really crappy spot. The birds didn't stay; they all left. So we didn't really see too many.
Do they leave proactively too?
Well, they'll let them go like 10 at a time in the morning and the afternoon.
Do you get to see them leave, or
no? You're not supposed to watch them like release the birds. You're not supposed to. That's
so
not very
many
sporting.
Rules. So English. You have to have an English double gun over your shoulder.
You don't have to.
What do you need? A butler to bring you your English breakfast tea next?
Ideally.
Fair.
It was a good time. Loved it. I did a lot of recording of it, so I've got a whole bunch of video footage that maybe one of my editors will go through and make a little montage video of it. It was a good time. I registered for SMMG 3-gun, so I went to the States in March, and I got in.
You got drawn too.
Drawn. Yep.
What is the acronym? Superstition Mountain. What's the second M?
Misty
so
Mountain.
Superstition Mountain Mystery 3-gun. So they used to hide a bunch of different things throughout the match, and I think actually used to be like it was a mystery match. Like you
try to scare you.
Yeah.
Pumpkins. That sounds like a Halloween match. It should have been done.
Well, it is the Superstition Mountains, so I mean.
Right. Like, is the mountain called Superstition?
It is the Superstition Mountains in Arizona. Yeah.
Anyways, I'll be going down for that.
Okay.
I've got my Form 6 NIA open right now, mostly filled out. Might just ask Kyle some questions after this, just to make sure I don't get anything wrong in there. I did a couple of custom like private PAL courses, an RPAL course. I booked another 2 R. So I got a text from a guy. He's like, "Hey, can we do these courses out here?" We're really close to my grandma's house actually, and can we do a course out here? And I said, yeah, sure, why not? Booked at a hall. So day 1 sold out. I'm like, well, that's weird. I'm like, do you want to do another day? He's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, okay. Oh, it's open. An hour and a half later,
sold out.
Sold out.
Wow.
I think like just no one has pals out there. They're all like, yeah, let's get legal. Woo! Get come out here and teach us all about how to do this thing by the book. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a good time. I recognize all the last names of everyone that's applied, because it's a farming community, right? So like all the last names are all the neighbors from around there.
That's fun.
We went hunting. I'll let Tony say most of the stuff about that, or maybe we'll discuss that as like a group topic. But renewed my membership at Sherwood Park, redid the orientation, and then realized I was logged in with the wrong account, and I didn't need to redo the orientation. And it's like,
oh,
nice.
There's a lot of busy work in the orientation test. It's a little bit long. It was for me like pulling nails down a chalkboard, because it was like, oh, reorder the values of our group. It was like, fucking shoot me in the head right now.
Our value? What?
Yeah.
Safety first, I guess.
No, just like their mission and vision and that kind of thing. The safety stuff, like that's easy to answer. I know about all that stuff. I recorded a whole bunch of backlog videos. So I did 6 videos yesterday, recorded them.
Whoa.
Gave them to my 2 editors.
Did you go to the range yesterday?
No, I have all this footage. I just need to do the main video here, like actually reviewing the gun or the whatever it is. I've got all the footage done. I've used them all. I needed to do all the reviews, and my editors had to catch up. So now they're all caught up. So I gave them just a ton of stuff. Because this weekend I'll be leaving on Friday and coming back on Tuesday. Tuesday I'll be coming.
Oh
back.
wow!
Oh, I can't make it to the next show. Because I'll be in Calgary Wednesday night.
What?
Yep. I got to do some stuff on Thursday in Calgary. Work stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Okay. I might see you for dinner then.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, wait, then I have to do the show. Wait, what?
I don't know. Yeah, so that's it for me. Tony, how about you?
I want to keep this for a main topic one day
Let's just talk through it today. We can do it.
As a first hunter success. The story
You've been hunting before, though.
Well, now you're just giving it away, Tony.
I know, but I've already given it away on Discord, so that's all good, really. So I tried to be really serious this year in comparison to last year. Last year, Adriel invited me quite, I want to say, late in the season where I'm still pretty green about hunting. I was like, do I really want to do this? Okay. I have one day out of the long weekend, which is unfortunate because I have a family function later. It's like, I'm going to drive out. I'm going to stay only about 24 hours at a time. Like, I'm going to see what hunting is all about. I may or may not get a deer. That's really a bonus. I'm not expecting anything.
This is last year you're talking about.
Not expecting anything. So this year is like, okay, I'm serious. I want to do this. I watch a lot of meat eater videos, a lot of things like that. So, okay.
Book the time off.
Yeah. Adriel said, I'm going to be out there Thursday night. So I was like, okay. I don't like driving long period of time in a rush, especially at night. Like, it's winter time, so the sun sets quite early. I was like, okay, I'm going to take... everyone's going to stay out there. So I'm taking Friday off regardless. So I might as well take Thursday off and make a little trip out of it, check out a few other hunting spots that I found as public. So I'm going to drive in, get an afternoon hunt out of it, camp, stay through the weekend. So that will be 4 days in total. So drove out. Hopefully, if my camera work are all done correctly, we'll get a Patreon exclusive out of this. Of me doing my whole adventure. Of course, there's going to be cuts here and there. I'm not recording myself hunting, really. Check out a few spots. Didn't really see anything. There was this very interesting checkerboard pattern on this piece of public near the Sundry area, I want to say. It's also like an oil and gas lease. And it's just very odd because you don't see this kind of a checkerboard going on the map, but in fact, it's less checkerboard. I guess it's kind of checkerboardy, but not as much as we think. I don't know if it was a lumber operation or something, but there was like clear cuts in this, not quite like a square mile area, but there's alternating new growth versus old growth, standing trees kind of thing. Got in there, didn't see much. I saw a sign I haven't seen in a long time. It's Sinopec, which is the Chinese petroleum company. I was like, what? They have an operation in the middle of Alberta, I guess, and it's not in use, so that was all good. The gates aren't locked. So I walk in there, and it's like I'm checking out this little water hole in the middle of it. It's like, well, at the time, I haven't learned that just traipsing through the wood, making a bunch of noise isn't very good for your hunting opportunity, but I wasn't expecting to shoot anything because the season for that location hasn't opened yet. That was October 31st, I want to say. So it's like a day away from the season opening. So I'm not going to do poaching. That's not what I'm doing. But didn't see much. I see this just random bone on the ground as like hiking to this water. So what the heck is wrong with that? So I took a picture, sent it to the guys, like, anyone can identify this bone? I'm in the process of processing my deer, so I'm thinking it's not from a deer. So now I'm even more confused.
Out in the middle of nowhere, there's all sorts of bones everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like you'll gut a deer, something like that. You'll leave a rib cage behind.
Well, yeah, if I see a
like that,
rib cage or if I see a skull, I will understand what it is. But it's just a lone singular, I want to say kind of like a femur, like a leg bone of sorts, just out there in the wood. So it's.
But let's say a hunter doesn't get it. Let's say the wolves get it.
Maybe
Oh,
they just took it away.
Yeah.
So yeah, did some armed hiking throughout there. And then I'm driving not that fast, so I'm like kind of falling behind schedule. It's like, okay, I'm gonna skip checking out the third spot. Check out a second spot. It's like right next to Highway 22. But when I drove in, there's covered with cows, like cows everywhere, looking at me angrily. So I was like, maybe I
Was
should
it
just.
supposed to be a grazing lease?
I guess.
They should.
I'm just not expecting
so
so
the
many cows in there.
grazing leases, they got to be off October 31st often. So maybe they just weren't off
maybe it's
yet.
the last day. Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna race to the hunt camp. I know there's the tree stand there. Well, supposedly, I don't know if anyone took it down. That I said last year. So I was like, I'm gonna give the tree stand one last time. I don't want to go scouting into the middle of the night, and then forgot how to get back to camp. That would be really not good. Although there is cell signal, so it's not as bad.
In places.
It's like internet is pretty damn slow. Text usually goes through though, so that's pretty good peace of mind. So went to the tree stand, sit there. It's nice that you are facing the wind, so in the empty spots, deer coming through won't be able to smell you. But just I wasn't lucky last time either. I just didn't see anything.
You get cold facing the wind.
It's quite cool on the deer stand. You're slightly elevated too, so it's like all the wind is blowing in your face. And I keep hearing odd footsteps just all around me. It's not snowing on the ground yet, and everything is very fall and crispy and dry. So I was like, is that a deer or not? And it's like
every sound is a deer walking up on you.
Yeah, I just climb up the ladder. It's like hearing so much footstep noise. I was like, I should put on my earpros. Just like,
and it's a squirrel or a grouse.
I think in the end, I found out on day one there was a grouse that was walking through, and he actually flew out in the end. So I didn't get a chance to shoot at it. And the second morning, I sit at the same spot. I was like, I've given a spot twice in the evening. Maybe the trick is I need to go in the morning. Again, I didn't have the time between the evening and the morning to scout anything yet. I was like, okay, all reliable. At least I know I can get into that spot. It's not dangerous for me to get in there. There was a bunch of construction crap there last year, and they cleared it all out. And when I was doing an afternoon walk through that, I see deer tracks in like the muddy parts of it, but I think someone may have taken it as a Crownland Shooting Club location too. There's a target literally in the corner of it. There's a bunch of orange clays on the ground. So didn't see much that morning. We went on a hike in the afternoon through basically a loop of cut lines back to camp, grouse hunting. I wasn't grouse hunting, but Adriel was. So
we saw some deer then, though.
We saw a deer. We're tripping around trying to find grouse. There was this final left turn. So cut line. We're making a left turn back towards camp. I was huffing and puffing because I'm not in the greatest physical shape, and I'm carrying a decently heavy rifle, I want to say. And so I wasn't at the front of the line, and when we made a right turn, we saw this white flag running away from us. So that's the first time I've actually seen a deer in that area during daylight. The first time so last year when I drove in, I did see two deers looking at me on the side of the road. So there's somewhat of a proof of life. So we set up a blind on that cut line for the afternoon sit and didn't see anything. So came back day 3 now. Most of the camp members have arrived by this point.
And we had 10 people. 10 people there at camp.
It's a decent size.
It's a lot.
Full camp, yeah.
It's a full camp, but there's cut lines all over the place there. Like there was room for everyone to go hunting.
Yeah, so if you're willing to drive a little bit on the lease roads and go to a different area, you have tons of areas around that.
There wasn't even that many truck hunters this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there were some. Like we pick a spot that's like at the end of a 1 kilometer long driveway, basically, dead end. And so when people start coming down, they can't see us, and then they get there and they're like, "Whoops, sorry," and then they turn around. We didn't get many. We get like 2 or 3 trucks a day, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Not
I
much.
don't see as many moving
Last year,
around either.
a lot more.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the timing is a little bit different. We're doing this start of November this time. Last time was like middle of November, so I don't know if the timing makes a difference. It could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so second morning sunrise, sit at the same blind. I did see 2 white flags flying from my right to the left, right across the cut line. I didn't have I have my rifle down here. I was like, something just happened. I didn't have time to react to anything. So I was like, and there were these 2 pine trees that's slightly staggered, like in my field of view. If I'm shooting backwards, I'm shooting towards camp, which I'm like 400 meters away from camp, so it's not and it's
not
directly into the camp either, but it's like shooting through the driveway in a sense. So I didn't really want to do that. It wasn't a ton of things. I'm thinking, well, human traffic is probably affecting how deer is going to that area anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm moving along, scouting around. I did bump another deer running away from me in the opposite direction that I did on day 2. I was like, okay.
Lots of deer in there, suffice to say.
Yeah, I'm going to move my camp a little bit more forward. We're getting forecasts for rain in the afternoon. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stay in the blind again for the afternoon. That's not going to change, but I'm going to move it slightly forward. I was thinking, should I do it now or should I do it later? But I'm freezing my hands off, sitting home morning. It's like, I'll have lunch first and then move it. So got back to camp. 8. What else did we do? I don't think I did much.
So
Yes.
it did start raining.
It was
and then
dripping.
Yeah. Everyone didn't go hunting except for Tony. I was like hassling these. I'm going hunting next weekend, right? That's where I'm expecting to get my deer. I didn't really want to get one out there. But I was trying to get everyone else out. And then I kept saying, like, you want to get a deer, you got to put the hours in, you'll get a deer. Yeah. And then Tony was the only one when it was raining he was in a blind, so he wasn't going to get rained on.
It wasn't even raining that bad. So I came, I went out, I was like, okay, the weather is about 8 degrees, which is decently warm for what it is. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm going to move I think it's like 2:30. I'm starting to move my blind. I was like, maybe they don't get affected. If I sit there long enough, maybe they'll return into the area because they're not noticing my presence in the blind anymore. So, okay, I'm gonna move my blind first. So I'm carrying my blind on my right hand and my rifle in my left because it's like slinging all over the place on my chest. Oh, doggo wanna come and join the chat? Did he have the deer ribs yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you can't see the word around him though.
Oh,
watch this. Watch.
It's
deer
funny.
Meat.
It's funny. That's very funny. So I was moving the blind. I'm trying. It's not a long walk I have to do. So I was like, I'm gonna do it in two trips. I'm gonna carry my rifle in case something happens. And Adriel keep mentioning there's wolf and coyotes in there. It's like, that'll be a good opportunity to blast one of those too. And then I saw a grouse on the side. I was like, I need to blood this gum somehow. And I'm trying to get a grouse too because I have the license for it. It's like, I have the time to drop the blind, put the earplugs in, aim, and shoot. And after I shot, I still see a grouse on the left of where the original grouse appears. So I was like, I missed. So I was trying to charge the gun again. I actually didn't hesitate. I dropped the brass ejected, it fall into the ground. I shot again. And okay, no more grouse in the vision, so I'm gonna go inspect the carnage. I thought I missed twice, but in fact, I did hit my first shot. I thought it's the same grouse, but in fact, it was 2 grouse. But I didn't aim high enough, so I center punched the grouse. Was a 450 Bushmaster at maybe 10 meters. 300 grains, 190 feet per second. when I got to the grouse, it was in two pieces, like two distinct pieces. It was like, well, I guess I'll carry this back to camp now. I did that. I inspected the bird. I guess you can recover a leg and a thigh from it, maybe, but the breasts are punched out of it, basically. So I had this decently gruesome picture was a 450 shell casing and then two pieces of grouse that I haven't posted yet. So that's quite fun. So it's finishing setting up my brine. Then it's about 3 since I'm doing the walk back and forth from the hunting spot to the camp. I start to dribble a little bit at camp. Drip, drip, drip. So I'm trying to put some of the furnitures and chairs away. And okay, I'm gonna head out. It's like 3:30. So still like a little bit more than 3 hours of shooting light left. I sit there. The rain is like picking up. You can hear the blind. It's like some looking at my phone, doing some stuff. And then the rain is starting to let down. And then I suddenly recalled this article from the Meat Eater talking about that you should do a blind call. I have a grunt tube in my pack that when there's a weather change, and you should make a bunch of noise before you do the call, like stepping around. So I have crisp leaves below me. So I'm like making some steps, blow on the grunt tube like 2-3 times. And there's 2 whitetails that just flew by me again, just like day 2, right in front of me, from the left, right to the left. It's like, holy crap, what is happening right now? It's like, did the grunt work or not? It's like, raised my gun. And then I saw a deer just standing there, like almost at the end, almost finishing the cross across the cut line, but not quite. I was like,
Looking at you?
not quite. I think he's just looking ahead. I didn't know if it's a he or she at the time. I thought it was a doe. It's like general tag, general season. I don't really have to have an antler, so it's like I've been waiting for this moment quite a bit now. I'm not gonna let it go. So I shot. It's funny because like before I have realized that my ears are raining a little bit. It's not too bad actually. I've shot my gun not ear pro.
So you didn't put the ear pro on for this
No,
one?
I didn't have the time.
You got a pretty long barrel, but you have a muzzle brake on.
I have a muzzle brake on
Yeah.
it, 18-inch barrel.
But 18-inch with a 450 Bushmaster,
It's
so
not
you're burning most of the powder.
It's not that loud. I remember when I was shooting my Mossberg MVP, I had only my right side in, my left side off. I remember that being a little bit worse. That's the only time I shot a gun without ear pro. I think, except 22.
You should pull the muzzle brake off, and that thing would be really good for hunting.
Then I have to think about how to protect the threads. The muzzle brake is
Protector? Flash hider.
It's hard to find one in 11/16 thread. That was all planned out, right? So that muzzle brake has a significance to it, as in it is I think, what is it, silencer code compatible. So like in the hopes of, anyway, that's a whole nothing burger. It was like, and then as I pulled the shot, my phone started to blow up because I've been doing nothing.
Once you shot.
Yeah, once I made the shot, because every time I hear a shot, I just like do whatever my position, usually northwest. And it's like
He would text the group. We had a hunt group for like a big text group set up. He'd text the group, heard a shot this way, heard a shot that way.
Yeah, and then just I didn't even realize it, but my phone started to blow up because everyone's saying they heard a shot, which is me.
We were messing with you a little bit.
I think so. I got that because I'm probably the closest to camp. So it's like, because I'm shooting a red dot, I had both of my open. I didn't see the deer run away, so I wasn't shaking when I pulled a shot, but I was like shaking significantly when I'm trying to exaggerate that the deer is done. I have to type it in all caps for funny effect, dramatic effect. So I was like, okay, got out of the blind. I used the redneck exit way of just throwing the blind over your head and running out there. And I see this deer laying there. He's like kicking around. I was like, that's good, that's bad, I don't know yet. So I approached and I see, oh, it's a fork. It had antlers, so it's a buck, not a doe. And then as I approached, I thought he's like on his last breath, but that's in fact not the case. It would appear that my shot was high. I was
high above the shoulder.
High above the so like through those
Front
shoulders, took him down, and I think probably to the spine because his back of his body isn't moving anymore. I lased it after the fact. It was 50 yards, and I thought it's more like 100-yard shot. So the point of impact wasn't quite there. So I was looking at it as I approached. His front half started to thrash a little bit more. So I'm trying to call Adriel. He won't pick up. It's like,
what do I have my ringer on? One of my
no.
what do I do with this thing? Right?
Plus, Thomas had
so Thomas, listener Thomas texted me saying, "Oh, do you want help?" And it's like, "Oh, we appreciate it." He's driving out here with his ATV. I'm like at the low ready, either waiting for the buck just run away on me, or like I have to do something, right? So he wasn't expiring. So after a brief but I don't know, accurate? No.
He drove over, you finished it off.
After a brief discussion, was like, okay, we have to know him in the head. So, okay, side over boy, you got to think about it. It's a motor sporter type SBI OPC. It's like, okay. So I have to back off a little bit because as I approach,
just take it and you just like
you put the
barrel isn't that long. Also, he did have antlers. I don't really care about mounting it because
I was gonna say my dad would actually jump over it and slit its throat.
Yeah,
that's what my dad would do.
Adriel was talking about that. He apparently your dad traumatized a bunch of people.
One of my brothers.
By doing that, and he was trying to traumatize me doing that.
I was trying to convince Thomas to do that. Like, okay, get up there, bring your knife out, get in there.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I'm somewhat resistant to it. Like I'm not too traumatized with the deer like kicking around. And,
some people would.
Yeah. And not too. I guess I'm cold-blooded enough to take the shot to finish him off.
Hungry enough.
We didn't even end up eating it. That's the thing. So in the end, I was aiming carefully. I didn't want to break the antler itself, but I don't really care about the skull plate. If I lose the skull plate, I lose it. That's fine. So aimed like right behind his eye, like aimed high into the air, basically. Shot it. And that was a lot of smoke that came out. I didn't know what that was about, but after that, no more thrashing. Of course, I got to tag it, put it on try to drag it. There's a huge log. I said to Thomas, you should have brained the chainsaw. So we have to like drive over the log instead of, anyway. So drag this big boy. It's like a fork on one side and then a 3-point on the other side.
A decent little buck.
Yeah. And so you try to drag him through the thing, cross all the logs, back on the ATV, trying to secure real good so it doesn't fall off. It's bloody, right? I shot him in the head. So that happened, and drove back to camp. Everyone's cheering. Oh, he's doing this. So I was, I guess, fortunate to be the first one to harvest a deer at deer camp this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was.
Because you put in the time. You went on hunting when no one else was. There were tons of deer. Like we saw a crazy amount of scrapes, rubs everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. All you needed to do was have your hook in the water, right?
Yeah.
He put his hook in the water.
You gotta put the time in. Like I mean, I remember watching like Jim Shockey, and there's a torrential downpour. He's out there hunting. And that's when he finds he's most successful. But nobody else is willing to go out there. I will mention one thing. You learned to laze around your blind before a deer shows up now, right?
I already did that, and that's what I thought is the 100-yard mark. But still, like, the deer appeared, the object in your vision appeared bigger than it actually is or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could have used a little bit more magnification on my...
50 yards?
Well, I wasn't
Your hip
able
was
to.
good.
For me, it doesn't matter, but I wasn't able to observe if it was a doe or a buck in the moment. So for a split-second decision,
But you knew it was a whitetail?
I know it was a whitetail because it does have the tail.
Yeah.
For this purpose, because it's in a general whitetail either sex, so it's not a problem. But if you're in a buck only zone, then
Okay, so for I will say that using your scope on your rifle to ID an animal, I don't feel is the right move. That's where your binoculars come into play.
Yeah, but I know it's a whitetail deer that I'm legal to shoot. I'm just trying to get a closer look. Maybe it would be little bit of a benefit. And some hash mark would help too, especially for cartridges like 450. Big, stray wall, moving slow. They drop really hard.
Put yourself in a position where you don't have to make that, where it's within 100. Which your position was good for that.
That's true, but for the grouse situation, I might have some.
Don't use your 458 to shoot grouse.
If I could just blow his head off, then it's okay. I can dual purpose the whole thing.
Yeah,
and I do have slower, lighter loads for that. It'll still be a big hole.
Anyways, you got the deer.
Yeah.
We're trying to drive. Everyone's driving over to the other side.
Yeah, we went to clean it. We got a hitch mounted crane setup.
Oh,
so we can put the feet in the air, which is
I gotta ask because I know you like to clean the deer for everybody. Adriel, did Tony clean his own deer?
I did.
Yeah, I got my knife in there every once in a while because I get to the point where like, no, get in there. Don't do so.
I was really slow because at camp, even in non-hunting situations, we had enough knife injury.
So many people cut
themselves.
Yeah. Well, no, it's your first deer. You're gonna be slow, absolutely.
Yeah. So I was being quite careful. That's how my upbringing was, to be really careful around knives and stuff. So I tried to not cut anyone. Like there's two people.
Tony did most of it. To his credit, Tony did most of it. I only jumped in when it was like, I'm gonna do this part. It's gonna take me 5 seconds, and I'm just gonna be done.
And
right on.
To me, that I guess I wasn't triggered by the smell of deer. I accidentally
it wasn't gut shot. It was
you're right, but you're pushing me a little bit for the speed, so I did nick the stomach, and I did smell it. Just to me, it smells like if you're in a horse barn kind of thing.
Manure.
That kind of a smell. And the tonsil glands on the hind legs do have its unique smell to it. So when I got my deer home, the hind legs are wrapped up in this plastic wrap. And
some poly.
That had a distinct smell to it, but the rest of the deer smelled all right.
Not cut the glands out and leave them there?
No.
Glands?
That was a processing thing, I think, that can be improved. I would have just, at least for the side that doesn't need a tag, I would have chopped the leg there. But in the end, I have to do it in my backyard. I found, I'll probably post it on Discord. There's this mini hacksaw that I got that's full aluminum, so you can wash it and everything. That's very nice for it, and I just have to hack at it for a bit and took the legs off and dump it into the garbage. Unfortunately, it was raining and quite windy that night, so I was thinking about frying up the tenderloins for everyone, but in the end, that didn't happen.
It would have been
to sleep too early.
It would have been like 3 people, like a bite each, right?
Yeah.
Well,
that's real
ceremonious purposes for the most part, right?
Yeah. Did you keep the heart?
I did, and I ate it.
He kept the liver too.
I kept the liver too.
Yeah, whatever.
Why the heart? Is there like
because it's delicious?
Yeah, the heart.
I love the heart. Liver, I strongly dislike liver.
Really?
I guess I can't stand the smell of it cooking. Never mind the taste of it. So
the cooking part isn't bad, but it does smell. I want to say the strongest of any cut that I have to handle.
Oh yeah, easily.
At home. Yeah. And I suspect mine may have liver fluke. It's hard to say, but there's like odd clot looking things in there. There's some black spots.
There's gonna be clots in there. There's gonna be clots.
there's a good article that I'm going to post on Discord from I think Indiana DNR, and they have like dimension of what deer liver fluke will look like, things like that. And they did mention it seems to be harmless for human to consume anyway. So I guess it's not a huge deal either way.
Yep.
The most of the suspect pieces I've thrown out, but if you're more careful, you'll probably throw the whole thing out. So now everything is in the fridge, not in the freezer, because I have to come up to Edmonton for work purposes for 2 days. So try to finish cutting the whole thing up over the weekend and go.
You don't have it deboned?
Not yet. Some part of it though. I have one of the hind legs done, but not the other.
Okay,
So-
but in a fridge that's like 5 degrees. That's fine. Just debone it and then
Well, in a
freeze it.
week, right? Try to be.
So you're
fast
not
about
going to
it.
let it rest at all, really? Just
I guess not.
straight into the freezer?
Well, it did.
He's got it in the fridge,
Okay.
and it did rest because like he shot it on
Saturday, opening day, November. Well, not opening day for that area, but November 1st. And
It was
was in the
minus
cooler.
-4 overnight. Yeah, in the coolers. Like it sat for
It
a
was
bit.
like in the blood, icy blood water for a bit too. Well, I guess a side note to it is because I blew his head out, I broke the left antler on one side. So I'm chopping both. I chopped the other antler that was attached to it off. But we'll see what I do with them. Yeah, so there are 2 antlers with like a bit of the skull on it. And since
So you could put those like they have an antler mount that's got like it's wood and it's got
Right.
like a velvet thing, and then you can have the antlers pop out, and it doesn't matter what shape they're in. They can go in one of those. That's like a kit you can get and do yourself.
yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
saw. I might do that. And my mom is very skittish. She was a city girl, so she's like, and Chinese saying of like the skull will contain the soul. So like the deer will
Well,
come down.
I was going to say, you made sure to erase that.
Yeah, I think the 300 grain at 2 yards probably erased it. It was that might be the smoke. The soul might be coming out. Evaporated with the smoke out of it. It smoked for like 30 seconds straight. That was not even a joke.
That's a lot of bone dust that you just
Yeah.
evaporate.
It could be lead. I guess I'm not eating the head. We are
You can
not
also make rattlers out of them. So
right.
every
but
once in a
don't
while, I
wanna do
get
that.
I get 2 antlers, and if they're broken apart or something, like I use them as rattlers. I like the natural ones. I have not had good luck with the artificial ones, but the natural one,
I've always been natural.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. Last time the rattlers didn't really work, but
those were the
that's
natural ones. Yeah.
That's a mystery to me now. Is did the grunt call work or the grunt call spook the deer? But they were just running away.
Well, I
in
think
the
it was
current.
both. Like
It
those
could
2
be.
were close to you, and you spooked them because they were so close. But then the one across got his attention.
But they are
Curious,
crossing
Yeah.
at the same range. Or there could be an argument for the front 2 are does, and there was the little buck chasing them, but the buck was interested in looking at the grunt. I don't
Like
know.
you're getting into the
Violent.
rut right now. Like, well, maybe a couple.
Like they were heavy into it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're-
so they're dumb. Like a grunt, you should have been doing that the whole time. 'Cause they're just dumb. They're just come tearing in looking for a fight.
But I guess it's interesting because one of my range friends, Scott, who was a big hunter before he got into sport shooting, he told me he doesn't grunt for whitetails in Alberta. I just found it a little funny that
I don't lot either, but that's because a lot of times I got a doe and I don't care about the buck. If you
Hmm.
care about the
Yeah.
buck, you think that there's going to be calls and that kind of thing.
Usually during the season, like September, October, no, but you get to the rut, yeah, I will grunt in the rut.
Yeah.
Awesome, congrats, Tony.
Thank you. And last little side note is we're in not a mandatory CWD zone, but I wanted to donate to science. I don't have a need for the head. I'm not doing anything with it. So I was like, I
There
will
wasn't
go have an
really anything
experiment.
left to send in, was there?
I don't know. They will tell me. They said avoid taking shots at the head. They didn't say you are prohibited from taking shots at the head. And I had a valid excuse. I am trying to dispatch this thing, and that's the only caliber I have. So
I know from experience, if you shoot the deer in the head and you give them the head, they'll just not test it. They'll crack it open and they'll be like, I'm looking at pudding here. I can't figure this out.
But yeah, so it's not a mandatory report zone, but I pass through a freezer at Remsby, one of the towns at the UFA, which is kind of funny. It's the farm supply store. They have this freezer on the side. When I got in there, it's all empty. It just, here's your little tag. You fill in your information. You wrap your head in a plastic bag. You slap the thing into the ear, just like how you put a tag on it and drop the head. So we'll see if it give me a CDD result or not. And for me, it's just a fun thing to do. I've never had to submit a head, so it's a first time experience. Might as well complete it.
Yeah. We got a ton of grouse. There were so many grouse out at hunt camp this year. Like unbelievable.
Yeah, that's quite a few.
I usually use a 22. I had so many shots I couldn't take, or I did take, and I hit a branch. I'm taking a 410 next time.
I said shotgun grouse all the time.
Yeah, shotgun. Shotgun's my go-to.
Yeah.
Hey, you can shoot from a road legally, and
Richard is saying, "Wrap what's left of the head." I'm not sure if it's because there isn't much distance to the head. It doesn't look that bad.
The brain's not big.
That's true,
it's not big. It's like that. Bigger than this.
I've seen the videos of like taking the sample for CWD, and usually you don't think about it because you think, oh, brain means this big because this is what's in my noggin. But yeah, they're not advanced intelligence animals, I guess. So, but I think I did more carnage was the saw trying to extract the one antler. Just like sawing all around, it's all bloody, everything's flying. So it was a very amateur butcher job. Let's put it that way.
Inconclusive. What is the result you're going to get?
Yeah. No, sure. More left than that bird, I guess.
Yeah.
So
that's something.
The nickname Bushmaster, is that because you took a Bushmaster to shoot a grouse?
Yeah. And the deer.
And the deer.
450, just hit them both.
In the end, I didn't trust my Savage Impulse enough. I'm not taking that long of a shot either. So
rightfully so, though.
Yeah, no, I absolutely, I would not.
Yeah. So the gun is here. I think
the Bushmaster is just fine for the deer. I mean, would I take a grouse with it? No, I don't think that would have ever crossed my mind.
If you know
more carefully than right here.
Here. Again, some aiming points would have been nice, but yeah, that's my shooting hunting journey. It's a fun one. Again, wait for the video that will be. I'm thinking releasing it as a Patreon exclusive to start and releasing it to the general public later, so you can experience my excitement as well.
Yeah. Did you mention that you signed up for SHOT Show?
I did.
Probably last week, right?
Last week, yeah.
Are
you going?
With a little bit of peer pressure.
Okay.
Well, Dustin has gotten his confirmation. That's three of us. We need 4 to make it a proper team.
And to fill out the hotel, you're going to rent 2 rooms anyway.
Well, yeah.
Arm twisting.
Is a early bird special still up right now?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Save your money. Free.
And you will get instant. You won't have to wait 24 hours or anything. Yours will come back instant.
Yeah.
Well, because I've registered before. Yep. Cool. Who's hosting tonight?
I'm hosting.
Tony is.
Let's go to upcoming events. I believe we read the last Maple Seed from last week. Do you want to redo it?
No. And I think we're almost done for the year, so we'll probably pull that out.
Wait for more Maple Seeds. Oh yeah. What's the sandwich context now? Do we know yet?
I don't know. I'll have to figure out once Kelly's got all her metrics in there.
Well, we'll wait for Kelly to be on the show, and we will do our annual sandwich.
I think I missed last year, so it'd be good to do it this year. Yeah.
Cool. HG farm training. You're going to rural Alberta communities for
Everything's
other
sold
things?
out. Everything's sold out other than our pals. I got an our pal next weekend on the Sunday. That's not sold out.
Do you see a dip in RPAL registration after the new administration was elected?
No, when pistols were banned. Yeah. I still got lots of people asking for them, but yeah, not so much. Anyways, yeah, I got courses, but they're all sold out. I should add some more. I've been thinking about adding some weeknight ones and some other ones, and they've been selling like crazy right now. I don't know why.
And 3-gun matches. I think the last one coming up, Chaz, November the 8th. That would be the season closer.
Yeah, I think we can finish this off for the year as well.
It's the winter times. It's November. Go hunt. Go do your hunting. And that will conclude probably most of our shooting seasons for this year. And yeah, let's go to the news. They did release the budget this week.
Federal budget, yeah. Federal government released their budget. There's some weird comments about the gun buyback in there. I think all they're saying is that they need $40 million more that they didn't, or $70 million more than they didn't anticipate before. I think that's what it means.
Which is weird because they got less firearms than they were anticipating.
They spend money and they just,
Yeah.
make stuff up as they go. The entire budget, if you look at the overview, it's horrible political propaganda from start to finish.
What did you expect?
It's a budget. It's a budget doc. A lot of the
Yeah.
past budget documents haven't been that political. This one was pretty political. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of grift. There's a lot of money that's going to be spent with consultants and preferred vendors in there. Anyways,
When do they vote on it?
Oh, it should be soon here. Yeah. I actually took a look at the budget, their online version, and the first chart that they had a typo in it. the budget that's going to be like $100 billion more in spending, and the first chart had a typo. It's sovereignty was misspelled.
Oh my god! You can know this guy is from marketing, and he pay attention to the little details, which
Little
is what
typos.
wins you contracts.
I was an English teacher too.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Gotta look at that spelling. MP crossed the floor. There's a question mark on there, but no, like one of them did.
Is
One of them
that a
Newfoundland.
done deal or?
Yeah, the guy in Newfoundland crossed.
Holy crap!
There's a couple other rumored, and they're not crossing. And why this matters is because with 3 or 4 more spots, they got a majority.
Government,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I believe it's across from the conservative to the liberals. as
That's
well?
correct. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
the Newfoundland one was. Yeah, it was a close race, but I'm sure everyone. Like I was looking on Facebook, there were some people who volunteered for that campaign, and they're pissed because they volunteered to get a conservative elected, and
Yeah.
it's over on the liberals.
Well, what's the Canadian equivalent of Rhino? Republica in name only.
I haven't really thought about that. For Canada.
Casino?
Conservative.
Anyway.
I mean, it's a little bit odder in some of the, like in Newfoundland, it's quite a bit more left. So a conservative there is probably considerably different than a conservative in Alberta, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. Disregarding the depressing news, let's go to new gun stuff. And we should have some screen shares to do.
Yeah, why not? Let's
Why
look
not?
at that one right there.
$414.
I kind of want it. I know I sent this to Dustin, but I sent it to him because I wanted it.
So you're gonna find someone to buy off of you after you're done the review.
Well, I've tried doing that with Dustin a couple of times. It's failed every time. I think if I want it, I want it. How many rounds does it hold? So we're looking at a Chiappa LA 322 Bandit. It's a 22 LR mare's leg,
Okay.
and it's also a takedown.
Okay. For the video watch, do you want the Merleg version or the pistol version?
Or the regular
round-
size version. Okay, I saw the regular size version on Tenda for $419. This like screw on this thumb screw on the side, that thing comes off, and the gun it's disgusting how it comes apart. But I can't believe that the mare's leg is also a takedown. You see this line right here?
Yeah.
Once it's a clamshell, one side comes away from the other, and I have that right here.
Wait, Chiappa made in Italy, right?
Sometimes in Italy, sometimes Brazil, all over the place.
Oh wow.
Look at that. Okay, look, it's half the gun. So that little thumb screw comes off, and then that's what shows up. This is not a good idea, in my opinion. Because you put this in a case or something like that. This is all oiled. It's going to get dust and grit and all the
too much exposure. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the long one, I would maybe take a look at the Savage Reveal. It's also a takedown, but it doesn't seem as exposed.
It's not $419.
It's like something.
And in answer to your question, I think I would want the mare's leg. Out of the three of them, I'd want the mare's leg, I think.
Have you shot a mare's leg, Kyle?
I have. Not in 22 long rifle, but I have shot.
How did you shoot it? Did you shoot with the two hands? You shoot it like on the shoulder?
No, I shoot one-handed, yeah.
They're both options are pretty bad.
Do you flip it then? That seems...
Well, no, I didn't rapid fire it or try to rapid fire it.
How many rounds can you fit in there? 12-inch barrel?
Like a 22 long rifle mare's leg? Yeah, you just single hand that.
I think it will still fit like 10-ish. Check analytics.
Richard's saying 9-round capacity.
What's that?
Richard's saying 9-round.
9-round capacity. That's all right. That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Wow. Like,
ooh.
Yeah, that's the question I asked. Do you want the pistol grip or do you...
bootleg? It's still, that one's still non-restricted?
Yeah, go back.
Let me go back to the... Is it 419 like this other one is, though? Oh, snap. I need that one. That's the one.
You need a holster so you can like pull it up across. Oh my god! I think I just sold him on it. Oh no!
Will it take a full length stock? Why do you care? You can buy the whole thing and just yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that bootleg. Yeah.
Okay,
it's shorter, and you don't need a stock for anything. I don't think.
We'll look at that later. Yeah.
Yeah, Tenda has deals going on. Black Friday deals starting now. I think they're going to do a weekly refresh on it.
Yeah.
And the first one, actually, one of my Thunder Bay buddy looked at it. The Mauser M18. Apparently made in Germany. The only question I have is, like, what's the service like for Mausers in Canada?
I'm not sure.
I think he did a little research on it, and apparently CSC does it, which would be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, $599, standard hunting rifle made in Germany.
308 or
308 or L6, which is good. Yeah. Good choices. Detachable box mag, not standard. That's just what it is.
No.
And I think it even gives you MOA guarantee. Do you see
22-inch barrel? That's
60 degree.
6.5 pounds, nice and light.
Nice and light. Well, it doesn't come with bases, so you got to have that.
Yeah, decent rifle. I wanted to put this one in. I've been on a tungsten shot kick recently, so I looked up the specific gravity of like lead, steel. What's the one that starts with bismuth, and tungsten shot. And I don't know, Kyle. I don't know if you've looked this up, but like lead is 10 or 11 grams per cubic centimeter. Steel is like 7. It's shit. It's garbage. Bismuth is like 8 or 9. It's like not as good as lead, but bismuth, like, it cracks when it hits, right? It's still not as good. It's not soft. And then tungsten's like 12 to 18 grams per cubic centimeter. It's incredibly heavy and very strong. So you can use, like, when they use it for ducks, they use like number 7.
Ooh.
Use teeny tiny. Oh, they carry their energy. They'll kill everything. And this is number 9. This is for turkey,
which is crazy.
But number 9 for a 410, and they'll use that with turkey to like 40 yards, 50 yards, kind of a thing.
$6 a shot.
It's stupid expensive though.
Yeah, it's you're gonna be paying a little bit more. You're gonna pay for that performance. You know.
And that's on sale. Normally it's $10 a shot. Holy cow.
I want to know what's like the comparison of price lead versus steel versus tungsten, just like raw metal.
Well, for the
steel is usually like twice as much as lead. to buy.
Well, yeah, lead right now to get a lead target practice stuff is right around $12 or $13 a box. To get steel, you're paying $20 to $25. To get bismuth, you're doing $80, $85. To do tungsten, it's usually $200. It's usually $10 a shot.
Wow.
Like this is 410.
insane.
This is 410 on sale, and it's not even in an ounce. Could you imagine like an ounce and an eighth or an ounce and a quarter of this stuff? Like,
wow. Yeah.
But
how much do you fit in the 410 shot normally? Would it be 13, 16? I don't think it would be.
no, it wouldn't be.
It would be way.
Yeah.
What?
It'd be like, I think like they're like 7/8, aren't they usually?
Well, that's pretty similar then. 7/8 would be 14, 16. Yeah.
It'll be slightly more.
Maybe they're shortchanging them. They could fit more in there.
Yeah.
They're not
Or
gonna.
maybe I'm wrong.
'Cause with tungsten, just like with steel, you don't need to run like a shock absorber on the back in the wadding. So with lead wads, they've got little shock absorber on the back. The old ones would use fiber. The new ones it's just in the wad. It's built in.
The figure eight
With steel,
stuff.
No, just a wad cup. And with tungsten, you also don't need a shock absorber. So you can fit more shot in there. You can make that a nice heavyweight one if you wanted to. If you wanted to, and if you wanted to pay for the tungsten, which is by far the most expensive part of that shotgun shell. Anywho,
You can eat tungsten, right?
Better get your practice in because you don't want to mess with that.
And you don't want to chew into it.
Oh, that'll crack your
Oh, yeah. You would not want to bite down on a tungsten
Biting
pellet.
down on lead, fine. Biting down on that, not so much. Tenda also has the Stevens 334 in 6.5 Creedmoor for sale, $4.99, which is a pretty good price.
I would pay $100 more for the German.
Ooh, Richard's got a good question. Does it screw up chokes? I know, like,
There
you've
are
gotta-
specific TSS chokes out there, and I believe they're pretty tight too. So it doesn't seem to be.
because usually you have to, like, reduce your choke. Like, if you look at a choke's rating, it'll be less for steel.
Right. It would be like 4.
So with tungsten being harder, I'd almost think you'd want to reduce it even more.
This is number 9 shot. It should squish down pretty nicely.
Yeah.
be like
And by rights,
read
your wad should.
prevent it.
I don't know.
I would say, but it'll
It's
be
a good
interesting.
question, Richard.
Yeah. 18 grams per cubic centimeter. This is the heavy stuff. That's as heavy as it gets with tungsten. That's almost like, again, lead's like 10.
Like twice as heavy.
Yeah.
Twice as dense.
Yeah. Okay. This is a good one. If you got a P320 or a Glock 20 or 21, Tenda has the
99
micro.
bucks. Holy crap.
The conversion
Ooh.
kits to make it into a carbine for $100
If
flat.
you,
Nice.
if you want to shoot PCC division in this day and age, you could.
Or if you got a P320 and you're like, you know what? I just want to make this thing more fun.
For the PC20, there's an argument to have the Raider though. That looks a lot more sleek.
Is it $100?
No, it's not. $100. Can't go wrong. Reliable sale.
Yeah, Reliable's got a gun sale coming on November 22nd in store and online. It's their 75th anniversary sale.
Wow. That's
So
cool.
hopefully we got some good sales. That's quite a bit further down the line from today.
Yeah, I see this
Some time to prepare for it.
Hornady
Mhm.
lock and load kit for $4.99.
Ooh, that's a good price.
It's a really good price for that. The press you will use, the manual you will use, the primer you would use.
Do you use the manual these days? I use Hodgson's
website,
data
but
reloading.
I still like to cross-reference things just in case.
All right.
And the trickler isn't very good. The skill won't be very good. But $4.99, it's hard to go wrong.
I'd use that powder drum though.
Yeah, the powder drum's good.
Yeah.
Full metal construction, I believe.
This primer inserter, I have one.
It broke.
No, it's not good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On what front?
Multiple. I can show you if you want to later.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
I have
so
a
this
video
is
coming up
their
on that one.
single stage.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
a single.
Okay.
Their single stage usually go for pretty expensive, and this is a decent. If it works especially well if you have their progressive 2 because they share the same quick change bushing set, so you'll be able to move your dies around pretty easily. That will be interesting. But I've
That's a good
got
quality one.
into the into the whole Lee ecosystem, so it's hard for me to leave these days.
For hand primers, the Lyman is the best, in my opinion. The Lyman's got
Have
the
the
best feel.
integrated shell holder, right?
No, you put your shell holder in there.
do?
But yeah, the feel of it's really good. The RCBS one after that one has a universal one. That one's really good. I really like the Lees for the price. This Hornady one is the worst out of all of them. It's really cheaply made, and it's not cheap.
Interesting.
Tundra Supply is closed?
There's in-store is closed. Their online doesn't appear to be, which is odd because I'm holding on to a Tundra Supply gift certificate.
Oh, use that before the end of December.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm Chad. So before I drove here, because they're close by, I ripped there. And I guess I can just show you the photo since we're here.
Wednesday. I didn't hear about this. That's a shop that's pretty local to mine. Closed until further notice. All online orders we process as normal. We apologize for the inconvenience.
So just as evidence, but
just give me a second here. Let's just. Well, I don't know if people can read that or not.
No.
I'll put it on Discord, but there's a picture of it. So I was trying to pick up a gigantic jug of Ball C2, but that didn't happen. Sad.
Yeah.
And shipping on gunpowder is stupid expensive, so that will make it not as worth it. But
you should have let me know earlier. I could have went over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
I don't want you to drive 15 minutes for nothing, but we'll see. All right, let's go to the main topic.
All right, for our main topic, we have once again frequent returner to the podcast, but big friend of the podcast, Taylor Reich, talk about Pistol Worlds this time.
Yeah, I need a frequent flyer card now.
Yeah. Yeah,
you certainly look comfortable.
Yeah. You're looking more comfortable.
Yeah. I'm on the couch this time. I got my phone on my little tripod.
Awesome. So Worlds in South Africa, how was that?
Oh man, that's a big question. Where do I start? Man, that was an experience of a lifetime. Lot of stress, a lot of planning, a lot of training, a lot of logistics involved in doing that, man. Like, just if you ever considered going to Worlds, just know it's not like the match is this much and the whole thing is like that. Just figuring out, all the paperwork, the flights, the accommodation, your travel, it's everything around the match that is, it's a big job, and it's way more expensive than you might think, but man, was it worth it. I would go again in a heartbeat.
Okay, well, actually on that, because this is your second Worlds of this year, the amount of work for prep to get the guns in there, do all that, how did that compare to Greece?
To Czech?
Or sorry, to Czech. Yeah. Greece is next year.
Yeah. So without how do I phrase this? I will say in just about every single way but one, Czech Republic for PCC Worlds was a more professional, more refined experience. Like everything from traveling there. I mean, we didn't have to travel with guns to Czech Republic, or I guess I should say we didn't get to travel with guns to Czech Republic. So that saved us a little bit of a hassle, but man, yeah, everything surrounding the PCC Worlds was a little bit more refined and professional. The one thing I will say about South Africa is when you actually step onto the range and you're at the handgun world shoot, this is, the main event for IPSC. You're looking around, you're walking between the areas, and you're just seeing there's a world champion, there's a world champion, there's a world champion, film crews, live streaming, all of this stuff. So it's a very overwhelming experience. I wouldn't say I was overwhelmed where it affected me, but it was just so cool to see man, these are all the people that you hear about from the second you start shooting, and they're shooting right beside you on the next day. It was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal.
Awesome. And we'll just get right into it. This was a little bit better of a performance-wise. You had a little bit better time at this one than at PCC. You had a rough time at PCC.
Yeah. I mean, PCC was rough, but I think I said this last time. Even if I had my own gear and my own ammo and all that, I don't think my performance would have changed significantly. I may have gone from 117th to like 70th, maybe 60th. It was a big wake up call. I'm like, okay, I don't put nearly as much work into this as I thought compared to the rest of the world. I completely misjudged what the rest of the world was capable of. And going into this match, the week leading up to it, I was looking at a lot of the posts and videos that some of the other guys that I knew I would be competing against were putting up and saying, like, there's one European guy who's like, I've shot 30 level 3s this year, podiumed on almost all of them, won half of them, shot 75,000 rounds. And I'm sitting here like, okay, I've shot 2 level 3s. I shot 14,000 rounds of handgun. And I feel great. Like, I felt like I trained as best as I possibly could. Like, we really put everything that we had into this and laid it all out on the range. And I have absolutely no regrets with the preparation. Like, I did everything properly, but man, just the week leading up to it, I was like, am I going to get spanked like I did in Czech Republic and just, get a huge wake up call that, you know what, you can do everything possible, but there's so many people that have more resources than you, are in better shape than you, all the support, live in a region where, you can go to 5 matches on any given weekend. And then, I ended up coming out at 10th in the world. And I'll be honest, guys, like, only 2.5 of those days did I feel like I shot really, really well. 2 days, I wouldn't say I trashed them, but I shot like a B minus by my own standards. And it really drives home the point that it's a marathon. When you shoot 30 stages, like, the top guys they're not fumbling more than once, maybe twice in the whole match. So if you have, 1 or 2 bad stages, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world for you. But if you have 2 or 3 bad days, you're out of contention.
Right. Also, like, PCC, that was your first world shoot, if I recall, right? Yeah. So do you think that kind of played into it too? Like, PCC being the first match at that caliber, and then now going to handgun worlds in the same year with it being so fresh in your mind. Do you think that might have helped a little bit too?
Part of it, yeah. I would say just the match experience, knowing what to expect pace wise. You're shooting 5 days for not more than about 2 hours a day. Like, if you're used to shooting matches here in North America, like, you're shooting a 6-stage match most of the day, right? And you're working it, and you're pasting, you're resetting, you're shooting, and you're having lunch, and you're getting fatigued. So PCC Worlds did help us prepare for that. Like, okay, we don't have to, like, if we show up an hour early, we're not going to be fatigued by the end of our shooting because it's so quick. It's just they get you through there so fast. So that definitely helped us prepare for the handgun world shoot. But I honestly thought that the handgun world shoot would be a much bigger production, much more efficient, much more professional. And it straight up was not. There was so many things where we got to the match and we're shocked. We're like, this is the way it was in Czech. And that was like the first time they ever ran a PCC Worlds. Why is it like that, like this here? Right. And that everything from like the permits to the match ammo to, registration to just the range itself. Like, the range itself is pretty nice, but you're just getting spall every which way, no matter where you are on the range, and ricochets and stuff. And and they even shot out all the steel. I don't want to sound like I'm trashing the match, but the way that I put it is the match can only be as good as it was for the person who had the worst possible time. And the worst possible time by far goes to my teammate, Dan Over. He had like so many issues with match ammo, and he basically finished 10% lower than he could have, just because of stuff that was out of his control. And I know a lot of other guys on podcasts and whatnot, they want to hype up the match. And I'm like, I am going to be the guy who tells like the brutal truth about this. Once you start shooting the match, if everything is squared away around you, it was a fantastic time. But man, that was so stressful getting there.
Yeah,
And I didn't get my gun permit until the Saturday morning, 2 days before we started shooting. So we came in on the Thursday night, Thursday morning. And there was people who were like, I don't have my permit. I got my permit 3 months ago. I applied in June. I haven't got my permit yet. And people were just losing their minds. I had to leave my guns at the airport, and they said, yeah, come back when it's approved. We don't know when that.
Huh. That match ammo, I guess that would be supplied for the match itself, eh?
Yeah, I know they ran into that with PCC too, like with so many people that they could just get match ammo, and it also saves going through chrono as well.
Yeah. I wonder if that match ammo was yeah.
I'm back.
Hey Taylor, that match ammo you're mentioning there, so that they just everyone shoots the same ammo for the whole match kind of a thing?
Okay, so the match is 550 rounds. Anyone who's flown with ammo before knows that you've got like an 11-pound limit. So there's quite a few people who showed up to the match with their own ammo. And to be perfectly blunt, if you showed up with enough ammo to shoot the match that you brought from your own country, you broke some rules. And that's just the way it is. We ended up shipping some FH, I think it was in August. And the deadline to buy match ammo was in July. So you pay for match ammo in advance. It's not an obscene price considering like it's in a different country. But yeah, we showed up to get our ammo, and there's a line 30 people long. They're making the ammo on the spot. Like it's an ammo factory. And there's people picking brass off the range to pump into the plant and make more ammo. Yeah.
I would not want to be shooting that stuff. Oh my God.
Absolutely. And no,
so it was reloaded. It was it wasn't factory.
Reman,
it's Frontier ammo, so they do make factory ammo, kind of the same way that FH does. Like they'll buy new brass, they'll get all the new components. It's not remanufactured, but by the first day of the World Shoot, they were cranking out remanufactured stuff from range brass. And there was guys like some of the Canadian guys, Yosko from Double Tap. He's bringing back a whole wagon full of ammo, and he's like, this isn't 38 Super Comp. This is a rimmed case or whatever it is between the 38 Super and the Super Comp. Like it was not even the right case. Adam Winia, standard national champion, came back. He's like, they didn't crimp any of these bullets, so they're like falling out of the cases. They're setting back when I'm like trying to train. And the 147 grain, anyone who ordered 147 grain, like the Serbian guys who were in front of us in line, they got to the front and the people were like, we don't have any. We know you ordered it 2 months ago, but we don't have any. Come back tomorrow. We might have some. And that's what happened to Dan Over. And then when he finally did get some, it wasn't chambering in his gun. It would like shoot and then whack, bang. And he dealt with that through the entire match. He brought ammo back. They gave him new stuff. The only people who had no issues is if you ordered 124 grain minor ammo like I did, and the guy gives us the 2,000 rounds, and as we're walking away, he's like, "You're really lucky to get your ammo." Like, what is going on here? This is ridiculous.
Wow.
Overbooking to a certain level. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So
I wonder. So a lot of the problems you had there sounded like maybe the location just didn't have their shit together to put on something like this.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. There was a lot of complaints and grumbling and about that match. Everyone that I talked to who had any issues, like they never should have got this match and they should never get it again.
Well, even the permitting stuff, like if you know your government's a little bit slow, you should talk to some people and say, hey, this is important to, we're going to have a lot of people coming from out of country for this.
Yeah, it's a reputation thing in the end, right?
They did. I'll give them credit for that. I talked to the match director a few times when I was trying to get my permit, and he was like, I've been hammering them for 6 months to hire more people for SAPs, like the South African police. And like, you got 1,600 people bringing in guns. You're going to have a backlog. And they just didn't listen. They didn't listen. And yeah, I got sick on the Friday, and I had fever dreams all night that my guns weren't there. And I would wake up in the middle of the night and like look at the bedside table, and I'm like, nope, no guns. Go back to sleep, have a fever dream that my guns were right there. Wake up, nope, not there. Check the air tag.
Oh God.
And that happened like half a dozen times throughout the night, and I'm sweating. And I finally woke up at 7 a.m. The sun's coming up, and I opened my eyes. Nope, that was all just a dream. The guns aren't there. And then I checked the air tag, and they made it to the range. My guns were the last batch that were taken from the airport to the range, or else they would have had to wait until Monday morning because the police office is closed on weekends.
Oh, wow.
And so yeah, that happened to not Tyler Mickelson, Tom Hess. They showed up a week earlier than us, and they didn't get their guns until, or he didn't get his guns until the Wednesday. So he's supposed to be shooting Monday, Tuesday, and he just couldn't shoot those days, and they just ramrodded him through when he finally got his guns. But he couldn't dry fire, he couldn't test fire, he couldn't, like, we booked a range that was outside of the match to train with, or to train at, and like I just squeaked in under the wire to get my guns and ammo to go train. But if it would have been like an hour later, I wouldn't have been able to do that, and I wouldn't have been shooting Monday morning with the team. So it was unbelievably stressful.
Yeah.
Should have just slipped that airport person a 20 and just said, yeah, I got my permit right
That
here.
That happened. You might joke, but like there was a lot of guys who were like, my permit's not here. How's 200 US? And they're like, oh, here's your permit.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing leaving. There was stories of guys leaving, and the SAPS officer who was supposed to stamp them, he's like, hey, it's my birthday. What do you got for me? And they would have to, like, shovel over money just to get
you
there.
gotta give them like
Yeah.
a bottle of cognac or something. Be creative a little bit. Come on. That's how you get your value when you're bribing people.
I can't tell you how many times I heard TIA, this is Africa, while we were there. Every time something went wrong, everyone's just like, TIA. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, also credit to the country. Like, I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting. It's Africa. I've never been there, and the country was gorgeous. The country was overwhelmingly gorgeous. All the safaris we went on were awesome. All the people were awesome. I mean, like, it is a pretty dangerous place, but everyone we talked to is like, if you just stay, it's like most places, if you stay away from the rough areas and you're not out in the middle of the night alone, you're going to be fine. So That being said, we did carry the whole time we were there. So.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was about to ask that question. Did the gun just went to the range and then went directly back to the airport, or you were actually be able, like, your permit covers you handling the firearm outside of a range condition as well?
So in South Africa, if you have a firearm, if you don't have a lockable safe in your hotel or Airbnb or whatever, you have to have your gun with you at all times. It's the law. So you have to be in control of it at all times. Yeah. So yeah, if you don't have a safe, you have to carry your gun.
No, I wouldn't really want to carry a Shadow 2 around with me.
Oh, it sucks. It sucks.
My ass, I'm carrying the 2011 inside my waistband every single day,
Like,
printing like no one's business.
I've got my Shadow 2 with my weapon light on it and two 17-round mags in my T-Rex Arms sidecar. And the thing is like 4 pounds. It's 4 pounds in my crotch. Every time we went out, I was just like, I can't wait to get back to the back to the guest house and just like plump this thing down. I would be in the bathroom, like, I got to go to the bathroom just so I can take it off and put it on the table for a second.
Yeah, competition guns are a bit.
Yeah,
they're not carry guns.
They're not carry guns.
No.
Funny though.
Yeah, there were some people who tried to bring just carry guns. Like they brought their 2 competition guns and then they put on their permit a carry gun. And then they show up to South Africa and they're like, you're only supposed to have 2 guns. And yeah, Rob Eng from BC, that happened to him. He put in his permit for his 2 Shadow 2s and then his Glock 48. And he got approved for one of his Shadows and his Glock 48. And then he just showed up with everything. And they're like, you're not supposed to do this. They gave it to him anyway, but they were not happy.
Wow.
Rules are just.
It was wild. Like it was a wild time.
So let's talk the match itself, like the stages. How'd they go?
It's IPSC, and I mean, anyone listening from at least IPSC Alberta and the US, we generally run a format where you can walk the stages beforehand and you're not going to get in trouble. You're also not trying to ramrod 1,600 people through. So the stages are a lot more straightforward than what you would expect at like a USPSA Nationals kind of thing. But that being said, even if you have the most boring, simple stage in the world, and there was one that was just draw one popper, run 5 meters, and just 8 rounds. Like it was.
Oh, really?
It was ultra simple. But when you're shooting against all the best people in the world, every stage is a hard stage, right? Like it demands a level above what you might think it takes to win, right?
Yeah.
So the stages were like, they were still good. Like there was not nearly as many moving targets as Czechia. There was, in the match copy before we left, I think there was 12 moving targets in the whole match, and then they pulled one, so there was 11. It's a lot of static paper, steel, not a lot of swingers. But the ones that they did have, some of them were like, there was one swinger that I got a mic on. I had 2 mics in the match, and that one was one of them. And I threw 4 rounds at it, and I thought, I'm going to hit this, and wasted 4 rounds. I only got 1 hit on it. But a lot of the stages, very straightforward, way higher hit factor than what the rest of the world was used to. There was a lot of complaints that I heard from European shooters, especially. They're like, we're used to technical stages, lower hit factor, in the 4 to 6 hit factor range. And I think I did a breakdown of the average hit factor at this match, and it was high. It was high 7s, low 8s.
Oh, really?
And
for the average.
Yeah. There was, obviously there was some stages that were like a bunch of running and weekend, and those are down in like, the winning hit factor in the world is like a 4, but the vast majority were pretty high hit factor stages. So, that's my bread and butter. That's where I shine. I've always been pretty good at high hit factor stages. So that did benefit me, and it benefited a lot of the Americans. That being said, there was quite a few Americans that showed up that are USPSA Grandmasters that I was really surprised to see them struggle. Like they struggled in the match, and I'm like, it's a pretty straightforward match. So you're not seeing a tux at 25 meters or like, steel tucked halfway behind a barrel that you just got to like nail a position. You got a bit of a target. Like everything is mostly wide open. You just got to do it. Right.
Fast.
So fast. Yeah. Very fast.
So like not a lot of partials, no shoots.
No. And that comes down to match flow too, right? Like if you're trying to put that many people through a match, you got to replace a partial twice as often as you do a full target, right? So that's more time, right? When you got to get a whole squad through in like 23 minutes, you can't do stuff like that. So. Right. Yeah, but honestly, I enjoyed the stages. There was a lot of stages there that were really fun to shoot. Even that one that I got the mic on, I was so pumped to shoot that stage because it was so much like back force shooting on the move and then a swinger at the end. They were fun to shoot. And when that match copy came out and I saw it, I'm like, I am so excited to shoot this match, and it was really fun.
Awesome, that's good to hear. So, go ahead. Adriel?
Yeah, did you catch direct flights from Canada, or did you have to stop over anywhere? How was that?
Yeah, the travel kind of sucked. We had a 10-hour flight from Calgary to Frankfurt, and then 11-hour layover in Frankfurt, and then a 10-hour flight down to Johannesburg. So about 30 hours of travel. Yeah, I didn't really have, same as in Czech Republic, I had no issues with
time zones.
Time like jet lag going there or coming back. Like we got back in at I think 3 p.m. on a Thursday, and I went to work Friday, and I was fine. So, but yeah, the flight there, like I cannot sleep on planes. I've never been able to, and somehow all 4 flights, I was out for 3/4 of it, and it went fine. It was just, by the time you get there, you're just so exhausted, and you have to deal with all this stuff in a new country with guns that it was, by the time we would get to our Airbnb, like we just wanted to sleep.
That's what you guys did, is an Airbnb instead of a hotel?
Okay. No, we hired a company called On Target to handle all the logistics, like travel accommodation. We probably wouldn't do that again. You don't know what you don't know in a new country. And we would have been able to save a pile of money by not going with them, because there was a lot, like, we thought, oh, this is a war, like this country is at war kind of thing. We need armed security. And yeah, our driver, she was strapped most of the time, but it was like any of us could have done this, like provided the same thing. She just has she has the know-how of, like, she's lived there her whole life. Right. And we told her when we left, we're like, if we ever come back, can we just text you on WhatsApp and just hire you individually? Because all the other stuff, accommodations, we could have just booked on our own. So,
Right.
But yeah, the guest house that we stayed at was really nice. It's called House Martin Guest House. We actually stayed with a bunch of the Americans, stayed with Mason Lane and Kaylee Lane, and a bunch of the other American production team. So it was really cool hanging out with them and the rest of our team when Mason won. Like, we're all around the pool, and he's just trashed out of his mind because he can't believe he just won Worlds.
Yeah.
So yeah, really proud of that guy. I've been friends with him for a long time. So
Nice.
Cool.
So
yeah.
besides the top 10 finish, which in itself is absolutely awesome, congratulations. You you had another moment that I'm sure will stick with you for a long time. The shoot off.
The 2 stage went. Oh yeah. Okay. I can't believe I forgot about that. It feels like a lifetime ago, honestly. Like, we got back and we just started wedding planning. But yeah, the shoot off. So if you don't know, in IPSC or a USPSA, a lot of the time they'll do a shoot off at a big match. So depending on how you place, they usually take the top 16. This time they took the top 8, and they do a bracket challenge. So it's just a bunch of steel set up, and it's head to head drag race, and then whoever comes out on top, you don't win anything. It's just bragging rights. But so everyone who was in the top 12 ended up getting an invite to the shoot off. So the top 8 are shooting, and then 4 are on standby. So Mel, actually, she got the invite for the ladies, but because everyone ahead of her showed up, she didn't get to shoot, but she was all gunned up, and I mean, yeah, she's still like 12th in the world for ladies. I'm really proud of her.
That's awesome.
Really, really proud of her. But yeah, I showed up 10th, and I'm like, okay, I know every single guy ahead of me is going to want to show up for the shoot off. So I'm not really expecting anything. And then they start the roll call, and the top 7 are there, and then 8 and 9 didn't show up. And so they're like, okay, Taylor, you're 10th. Like, okay, first up against Eric Graffel. So like, oh, awesome. So at that time, I wasn't like shaky nervous yet because it hadn't hit me. But yeah, I get to the line. I gas up. I'm looking at him, waiting for him to be ready. So I'm like, everyone's cheering him on. And then I look and he's ready to go. I'm like, all right, let's get this over with. And I get a really, really hot draw. And I just plan to, burn one round because you have to do a mandatory reload. I'm like, just shoot at the first popper and then reload and work your way across. And I ended up hitting it anyway. And then I only threw one shot for the rest of it. And that's the one time when a scoop draw will actually benefit you is in a drag race like that. And I ended up bumping out Eric Raffel in the first round of the World Shoot Off. So that was pretty amazing. I was shaking when I shook his hand because, I mean, he's been Melon Mai's coach for the last year and a half, just remotely. So like, he knew us, we knew him, and it was pretty special experience for that to happen. And then after that, I was so shaky and like stressed that I got absolutely trashed by the South African guy that I was up against next, and he ended up winning the whole thing. So I don't feel too bad. That was all right.
So you're second place.
No, out in the second round, I think I ended up being like, what was that, 6th? But,
no, potentially a second place. That's where you got.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's still awesome. I was pretty overjoyed when I heard the results from the whole trip, and
I was shocked. Like the first day, so it was really interesting the way the match went for me. My very first stage and my very last stage ended up being stage wins.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, when I shot my first stage, I was like, man, I couldn't have done that any better. Like that, I never start a match well. I always have like a ramp up time in a match, and I just crushed it. And then all of a sudden, like 3 stages in a row were just bad. And I thought, okay, now I'm getting the reality check. And then I checked the scores at the end of the day, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm 14th. That's amazing. I can't believe I'm 14th with the way that I shot today. And then shot the next day thinking, okay, all I have to do is be consistent and maybe I'll move up, and absolutely trashed the second day. I had maybe one stage I would say is okay. And then I dropped down to like 23rd. And then same thing on the third day, I dropped down to 28th, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to just fade from here. And I woke up on the fourth day and I was like, I feel it. Like I just felt physically great. And I start shooting, and I'm like, I am not only shooting well, but I'm shooting better than I ever have. And finished the fourth day, and I sat back and I was like, I can't believe I just did that. Like that made up a lot of errors, or made up for a lot of errors earlier in the match. I'm like, if I'm in the top, like 20 now, I can live with that. Like I can live with clawing back to top 20. And then day 5, exact same thing happens, and I shot even better than I did on day 4, and that will never happen again. I promise you that. That will never happen again. And so I'm like trying to punch the numbers, but I mean, practice score is not what they use. So there's guys back in North America that are punching the data into practice score from the world shoot, and it's not 100% accurate, and it's not up to date. And I'm like, okay, I think I maybe got like 14th. And at that time, I think I was like right beside JJ Rakaza. I'm like, if I'm right beside JJ Rakaza, I can die happy. And then I had to go do something, but then I went back to the big like lunch area where they had a big, massive screen with all the results, like cycling through all the divisions and categories. And I'm starting to walk back, and my buddy Joel, on like my teammate Joel and Mel, I just hear them like screaming. I'm like, what? I look on the screen and it's like, yeah, you're 10th, and you can see on the IPSC system what's been reported in, and it was everyone in the top 20 had 100% reported in. So like that's the actual score. That's your placement. And I was like, I can't believe I made top 10 in the world. That was beyond my expectations. I was like, maybe I can crack top 20 if I shoot better than I ever have. And I made it to 10. So that night I got a text from Sean Hansen, our regional director, and he said, as long as he has been paying attention to world shoots, and as long as I've been alive, that's been the highest placement by a Canadian for the last however many world shoots that is, like since the 80s.
That's amazing. That's awesome, man.
So yeah, I can die happy. My IPSC career is over.
Now you got top 5 in podium.
What's that?
If they weren't using practice score, what were they using?
What's it called? IPSC made this system, ESS. It's called ESS.
Oh, like the Ontario people use that too, I thought.
Not a good system. It's not a good system. When you compare it to practice score, for one, you have to have your ID and an account and have attended the match to see the results. And when you go to the results, you go to like production optics, and then you go by stage, and you have to, if you want to see stage 23, you're scrolling through every single stage with 420 PO competitors on each stage. You're scrolling for like 3 minutes before you get there.
Oh, wow.
And it doesn't have all the features that practice score has, where you can like compare to people, and you can't see overall. Like it doesn't really matter in IPSC what overall is, but I mean, people still like to know where did you land overall, and practice score says I was 39th overall and 10th, but it'll also say you had like it recalculates based on your hit factor. So if you had a miss, it'll show the miss, but if you had a no shoot, it'll just add 5 Charlies. So
really?
like, yeah, if you go and you look at people's practice score for the world shoot, none of it is accurate. The only thing that's accurate is alphas, the time, the hit factor, and misses. But even procedurals, if you got like a 2 mic failures to engage, it'll just throw a pile of Charlies at you. Like it'll say you got like 19 Charlies on a 25 round stage.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
I don't know why they don't just use practice score. It's
Because it's
free.
American?
And
Because it's American?
It's not. It's Canadian.
Oh. Because it's
Yeah.
Canadian.
What? ESS is Canadian?
No, practice score.
Practice
I
score.
don't-
Practice score is not Canadian.
Yep.
I
It
don't
was
know.
invented by Eugene Kuleshov. He's in Ontario.
Practice score?
Practice
I
score. Yep.
don't
Yeah, he's the main programmer for practice score.
thought so, yeah.
Oh, because we had
Like
one
Ken
of the
Nelson, I think,
guys- Ken Nelson.
put up the money to. It's kind of like a U.S. Canadian conglomerate because Eugene's like the main programmer behind it,
Mhm.
and he's Canadian.
So it's a NAFTA product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kuzma.
So I'm really curious on this because you did the PCC Worlds this spring. You had a few months to prepare for Pistol Worlds, and you said you put 14,000 rounds downrange. So what did that training look like?
That was okay. So during the season, we have all of our matches. So there may have been 2 or 3 weekends between PCC Worlds and Handgun Worlds that we had no matches and we could just train on the weekends. But we were training, the three of us, Mel, myself, and Joel, every single Monday for a few hours. So that would be on a high round count day, probably 400 to 500 rounds each.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, but that is standard. Like if you look at a lot of the top guys, and even not top guys, they're putting in like that maybe twice a week, and we were doing it about once a week. So when you account for the shooting season in Canada only being really between April and October, if we were to do more than that, it would have been really difficult. And even with all of the help that we got from our sponsors, like all the ammo we got from FH and, Double Tap giving us all the parts and Apex with all the dots, even like when anything would break, they're just like, boom, a new one. Like if we were to try and train more than we did, it would have become financially like difficult just from like traveling to the range and gas money and all that stuff. Like, that's where like it becomes a real time investment. If you want to be a high level shooter, that is a high round count shooter. Because there's a lot of guys who are really good and they don't shoot a lot. They just dry fire a lot and they're just, they can pick up a gun and be good, right? But the guys who are winning worlds, Eric Gerfel shot 150,000 rounds this year. Like that is a full-time job. And that is something that you have to structure your life around it. Whereas we're like Monday nights we're training, that's 400 rounds. Thursday night we have our action shooting league, that's 80-ish. And then we shoot 150 rounds ish per day on the weekends for the matches. So 300, 380 plus 400, about 800 rounds a week. And we obviously would ramp it up a little bit more right before nationals and then ramp it up a little bit more right before worlds. So we basically, everything that FH would give us, we pumped it down range in that time frame. Like just left everything on the court.
Yeah, that's like, imagine if you're paying for your ammo, gas, and all that kind of stuff. That's probably
$300 per case of 1,000, right?
$300
a little more than that.
Gas, and you're probably spending $400 or $500
a week for that. That's a lot of. That's what, $2,000 a month.
Oh yeah, it gets expensive.
That's not
like
match fees or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or hotels.
And you know what? Like I absolutely relate to people. Give me a second to explain that. When someone shows up to a match who doesn't like, they're new to it and they look at how much I train and they're like, wow, that's overwhelming. That's so expensive. And then I look at someone like Eric Gerfel and I'm like that's impossible. Like I'd have to be making like high 6 figures just to pay for the ammo and the match fees and the travel costs and all that. So it's like, there's always a tier list, right?
Yeah.
So
you need to be making more, or you need a business that's in the firearms.
Like AMU, right? That's the Americans. They have the AMU, which you're shooting as a full-time job. I don't know.
Yeah.
For like the international shooters, are there a lot of like career professional shooters out there, or is it like
there's way more than there are in Canada and the US?
Really? Even in the US? Cool.
Yeah. And so to give you an example, the top 10 in production optics at the World Shoot, number 1, Eric Gerfel, paid to shoot on Team ZZ. Second was Jacob. Nope. Was it Jacob Therington or was he third? Can't believe I don't remember this. Second was Emile Aubriot from France. Shoots for Team Beretta. Gets paid to shoot. Third was Jacob Therington, U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit. Gets paid to shoot. Fourth was the Filipino guy, also on Team CZ. Oh, John Edselgino. Gets paid to shoot. Right. And then you get to fifth, and that was the South African guy. Doesn't get paid to shoot. Sixth was my buddy Jay from Maine, and he had a very similar kind of path to the world shoot that I did. He works a full-time job. He has sponsors, but he was a grassroots guy, and he just happened to crush it. Like he did everything. I always root for those guys who are like, they made their own way and they still perform at that level. Like Jay is a really fun guy to hang out with and talk to and watch shoot. So, but you look at the rest of the top 10, there was guy from Czech Republic, Team CZ, paid to shoot. Dylan Keppel, Team Gecko, Team Tanfo, gets paid to shoot. So to be one of two guys in the top 10 that doesn't get paid to shoot it feels really, really good.
Yeah,
Sounds like the next step is you need to get paid to shoot.
Yeah, not in this country.
Yeah, not in this country's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Team Coal Canada?
Yeah, and I've been feeling a bit of pressure to not shoot my CZs next year because people are like, "Oh, you're shooting a Shadow 2. Don't you know that they're involved?" I'm like, I've been putting pressure on them publicly. So, I can't shoot my Shadow 2s. I can't shoot my 2 SIGs because of the 320 thing. Like, what do I have left?
Let's just say, like, your hands are kind of tied on your options.
Sounds like you should shoot a PCC instead. Oh, wait.
I can't do that either, right? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty limited.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
yeah. Those stage wins, were those short stages, long stages, complicated?
no, they were both long stage. Well, okay, longer stages. My first stage win was a 23 round, so a medium stage, but it was still 10.6 hit factor, so high hit factor. And my other stage win, that was the long stage on my last day. And I don't think I mentioned this. So Team Canada is paired with Team Germany. So like we met all these awesome German guys, and right in front of us, we're following them the entire match, is Team France with Team Poland. So Eric Graffel, Robin Graffel, Emile Aubriot, like the stars of production optics. And there's us on a bay with like our significant others and close friends. And there's like 50 people with cameras and booms and just spectators watching them shoot. So we watch Eric shoot this stage because we had already finished the very last stage of the match. I'm watching him shoot. I'm like, oh my God, like how can I beat that? Like, that's just unreal. And then I was just so amped up with my guys because I'm like, this is the last stage I'm ever going to shoot in a match with Joel. Like, I may never go to another world shoot. So like Max and Daniel, like we were such a great team the whole time. I was just so amped to just finish this off with them. Sorry, my dog is.
Yeah.
Coda. Yeah, meet Coda.
Oh.
He just tripped over my power cable. Yeah, so amped to shoot with these guys, and I was feeling so good. So I just got up there, and I didn't swing for the fences, but when you feel good, you're like in the flow state, you're in the zone, and I just started rocking and rolling, and I get to the end, and they read off the time, and I'm like, I heard Eric's time, and I'm like, that's a full second faster. And then they start scoring everything, and I was like, for Charlie. Wow. And the range officers there were like, yeah, you beat everyone on that last squat. I'm like, what? I mean, I felt amazing, so it shouldn't surprise me, but like, yeah, there's so many people at the World Shoot that, you know, they may not make top 10, they might make top 20, but they'll just like come out of nowhere and win a stage that you think you crushed. Like there was other stages in the match where I thought I did so well and I shot 85%, right? That's just the way it goes in the World Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Any other questions you got for Taylor?
So you said 30 total stages, and you had 5 days to shoot it.
Yep. So you'll
And
have
you only need to be on the range for 2 hours.
Yeah, so you'll shoot 6 stages in 2 hours. You'll get to a stage. They'll have the course walkthrough. You get your 3-minute walkthrough. That's all you get at the World Shoot is three minutes. It doesn't matter if it's a short, medium, or long. It's always 3 minutes. And then they just hammer it out. And it was the same at PCC as it is at the Handgun World Shoot and at a lot of other IPSC majors. Actually, if you're shooting like a linear stage where you're like moving down the bay, by the time you get to the finish and they unload and show clear and you're holstered and the range is clear, they've scored 3/4 of the stage already. And if you didn't have someone designated to follow the RO who's scoring with a tablet, you don't get to look at those targets. Like they just say, well, we told you assign a delegate or you accept the scorer's shot. So they run really, really fast.
Right.
6 stages a day, and you'll be in and out of a bay in about 25 minutes, just under 25 minutes.
Do you have to pace do you have to work?
Nothing. It's the World Shoot. If you weren't on Team Canada and had your match fee paid for, the match fee for the World Shoot is $1,000, and that's where that goes. Is staffing the match, and they would have paid workers on the stage to paint everything, pace targets, replace targets. Even at like the pace of which they go at, there was one target in the whole match that I called for a scoring challenge. In Canada, when you do that, you call the CRO. He takes a look at it with the overlays, and if you still disagree with him, you send it up to the range master. He comes, he checks it. If you still disagree, they'll pull the target, they'll replace it, and then they'll look at it. At this match, it's like the second I said, no, that's not a Charlie, that's an Alpha, they're like, you're disputing the call? Yes. Boom, there was a new target there. They stapled it up, they pulled it, and that was it. They just kept running. It's very efficient. That's how they can get you in and out of there in about 2.5 hours. So you have what is it, 4 shooting slots. You're either shooting at 6:30 in the morning, 9-ish, 11. Oh no, 5 slots. We ended up shooting twice at 6:30, once at 9:30, once at 1:30, and once at 3, I think it was. So, and you have 1 day off. So it's six shooting days, and you have 1 day off, and it just depends what squad you're on, what rotation you are on, what day you get. So Mel ended up having the first day off, and then she shot 5 days straight. And I shot Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And that's how all the teams shot, because all the teams will shoot together.
Got it. And you don't get to pick. It's just, this is assigned to you, go with it.
No, yeah. we had to fight to get Melody on a squad where she might, have some competition. And she ended up actually being on a squad with the Australian girl who ended up being 3rd overall, and nobody, she just came out of nowhere. So wow. she had squad mates that, kind of pushed her, and they were great squad mates. She shot with the Mexican ladies team, and the Australian, and then there was a couple others, but yeah. So like we had to push to get her moved around on squads, but for me, and if you're on like a Team Canada team, you are shooting at this time, this squad, these are your teammates. There's no choice.
No flexibility there.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Do they have like a banquet or like a prizes at the end or anything like that?
Prizes? No, there was no prize table, but they did have a huge banquet. And a few hours before the banquet, they said that they're changing venue because of possible a rain, and it hammered us for probably 45 minutes while we were at the banquet. So they switched it to this big mega church that was close to the range. It was a gorgeous venue. Like it was like everything around it. There was a big hall where they had the food, and then the big, like all the awards and the ceremony was inside the sanctuary of the church, and it fit everyone perfectly. And it was an awesome venue. Like that's one thing where they really pulled out all the stops for that kind of stuff. They definitely rivaled the Czech Republic for the closing ceremony. Opening ceremony in Czech Republic, I thought was a lot cooler. It was a lot longer though. Like you actually marched through the city of Znojmo, and you had your flag and everything. Whereas Handgun World Shoot, it's like you just kind of walk 500 meters into the stadium and then go sit down.
Did you have to fly a suit there then? Like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you could do whatever you want. Like there was guys who just showed up in their match jerseys, but I'd say the vast majority of people were formal or semi-formal. So, I mean, the way I saw it, it's like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Might as well like
Go on.
have some like great memories of like Mel looking gorgeous and me looking a little, less scruffy than usual, and. So that's and a lot of our friends were the same way. It's like you brought a nice suit and you got done up well because
No.
I mean it's the apex of our sport, right? And this is what they're trying to show the world. So
Looking at pictures and that, it seems like U.S. and Canada takes it to that level more than I see other countries. I think.
yeah, it depends.
Oh, just looking at pictures on like podiums and that, it seems like the U.S. and Canada. Well, you don't see Canada on there, but like North America tends to. You see them all dressed up nice, but then you see a lot of jerseys on like the podium and that.
Yeah. I would say a bunch of European countries are still the same. A lot of the like Thailand and Philippines, not so much. South America, especially like the Brazilians and Argentinians, they're very, very over the top. But yeah, it really just depended on. There's a bunch of people like even Mason had a blazer on, but like I don't think he had a tie. So he won worlds and he wasn't. I don't want to offend him. I don't remember him being dressed up that much, but like it's some people do, some people don't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to comment here from Richard. Did you get 10th by showing the world how good Canadians are at reloading 10-round magazines?
No, I didn't use 10-round magazines. If I used 10-round magazines, I would have been like 25th. Yeah, you can't. You have to be competitive. So we brought. No, I won't comment on that. We had 15-round magazines in South Africa, and I guarantee you, we are not better at reloading than everybody else. We are exactly the same as everyone else. We are just more hindered. That's all.
Yeah.
Just more practice. Well, per day, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, drive by, you get a lot of practice too. You can determine how many when you would do.
But you got to remember, everyone else in the world is. If you want to do well, you got to be good at reloading, right? So,
Yeah, that's the thing. Pistol sports, you're still reloading. Even like USPSA and that, you're still doing reloads.
Yeah, you still got to be good at it, right? It's just, it's like shotgun, right? If you are even half decent at quad loading and you're not fumbling them all over the place, and you're not missing your shots, at least in this country, you're winning, right? Like. Because that's where 90% of the time is, and that's like it's not like that in the rest of the world. But in Canada, yeah, if you got to reload 3 times on a stage, that's 4.5 seconds. That if you mess up, someone else can take it, right?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like you had amazing time there. Tony, you got any more questions? Kyle?
No, I don't. I mean, I could sit here and talk with Taylor all night. But
I'm happy.
we didn't end up doing a safari at the end, and that was the best money we spent on the whole trip. It was like, I live in Calgary, so I'm close to the mountains, and I don't expect when I go to the mountains to be able to see a bear, a cougar, wolves, grizzlies, and a moose. Like you might see one of those every once in a while. We went on this safari and we saw absolutely everything and multiple of them. It was crazy. We saw like one safari, we saw 10 hippos, or not hippos, 10 rhinos, like a dozen elephants. Like it was just unbelievable. I cannot recommend South Africa enough if you love wildlife and or if you love hunting, because there was a ton of guys who hunted while we were there. A ton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper's trip.
Yeah. Yeah. We even had people coming up to us with business cards being like, hey, come back and hunt. Like, if your hunter's back in Canada, come back and hunt. And there's a lot of guys who did that. It was like an absolutely gorgeous country. Like I if there was another match there, no, I probably wouldn't go. But just going back to see the country,
Yeah, and the food was unbelievable. I dare say the food in South Africa was better than Czech Republic.
Oh,
And it
wow.
was dirt cheap. Like, we went out for steak almost every single night, and there would be like Colby, Joel's son, who's like 15, he ordered a 1 kilogram steak, and it was $20.
Oh, wow.
Oh my
And it was a
God.
good steak. Like, there was one night that we went to a fancier steakhouse, and all of them except for me got like a 200 gram or 300 gram Wagyu, which works out to be like whatever it was 10 ounces of Japanese Wagyu, and it was $50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were
That's
eating
good.
we were eating for dirt cheap. Like, we were eating like kings for dirt cheap, and everything was amazing. All the food was amazing. You don't think about South Africa as like a food capital, but every single thing that we had there was awesome.
Sounds
Good to know.
Yeah,
Highly
Richard
recommend.
asking here, were there any lessons you took away from the competition that you want to carry forward?
I wouldn't say anything new. You know what? No, I'll retract that. I will say, confidence. Like, you look at everyone else, and like on Instagram, you see all these amazing shooters, and you put them up on a pedestal, and then you get there and you're like, they're still people, they're still human beings, they still make mistakes, even if you don't see them. And like, I don't anticipate Mel and I are going to be going to Italy in 2029, but I definitely came away from that knowing, like, if I put in the work, I can be at the top. That's kind of the takeaway that I got, is like, this was not all for nothing. This, like, the hard work does pay off. So anyone, I mean, I know that there's kind of a cap on who can get into IPSC now in this country, but man, if you've got a handgun and you have a drive to be competitive and you want to be good at it, like, you can be. Doesn't matter who you are. You put in the work and you have the dedication. Yeah, you can get to the very top.
Well, I mean, you're proof positive of that, because you haven't been shooting for a really long time. You've been putting a lot of effort into it, but
Yeah,
you crush it because you've been putting the work in.
yeah. I mean, it's almost 10 years now. It was 2016 that I first like got my guns and started in 3-gun, and but yeah, it's been five years of serious competition. So, I mean, that might sound like a long time, but it feels like it was yesterday that we were at, Shotgun Nationals, or, like my first nationals, or, going up to Grand Prairie for all these matches. Like, it feels like it was yesterday, and it just flies by. But yeah, and it like, you kind of lose sight of how much work you put in over the years. But yeah, it is a lot of work. But if that's what you want to do, you can do it.
Well, you'd light us up if you showed up to BOA or the IPSC gun or something like that. It would be embarrassing for the rest of us.
I don't even know what I'd shoot, because like I shoot against David Knox all the time for Thursday nights, and yeah, I spank him with a handgun, but then we break out the shotguns, or if he's got a mini rifle, it's like, ooh, yeah, it gets pretty close. So
Those
that's
are fun.
to put in the work.
Yeah, the mini rifles are fun. You can shoot fast. The magazines are practically unlimited.
Yeah,
on there.
I've thought about it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on your spectacular ranking in Worlds. Sounds like it was a good time, aside from a couple of bumps here and there. Pleasure to have you on as well, Taylor.
Yeah, I love talking to you guys. I love talking about this stuff, and kind of pulling back the curtain on what goes into this stuff. So
for sure.
I'm sorry Mel couldn't be here. She's out hunting. So
That's a good excuse.
She absolutely crushed it in South Africa. She came 12th in the ladies category. So I'm extremely proud of her. And I know she feels a little bummed that she didn't get higher. And I think she absolutely crushed it. So props to Mel, because I wouldn't have been able to do that without her.
Absolutely. And I want to say, I'll do my own little congratulations. It has been amazing seeing you progress through your shooting. Like, I'm super proud of you, dude. Like, to sit here and be like, oh yeah, like you mentioned Shotgun Nationals, that you and I used to be toe to toe, like we're right there. And like Adriel said, no, that ain't the case. You put in the time, and you've become quite the incredible competitor, and I'm proud to see it.
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks. You probably still would crush me on the shotgun because I don't do much of that anymore. But
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Thanks for having on, Taylor.
yeah, have a good night, guys.
You too.
Thanks again to Taylor for coming on to the show. Again, reigning national champion for production optics in IPSC, PCC, and 10th place in the world shoot.
Better than all of us at shooting.
Yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't feel so bad when I compare my score to him, but I think I still have a lot of place to grow.
We all do.
Who I
We all
compare to
do.
him, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to listener feedback. Do we have any email for this week?
No, we don't.
We do not.
Do you have the YouTube comments set up, Kyle?
I do.
Oh, fantastic. Do you want to read those off?
I can, yeah. First up from Mark the Brit. Did I hit the hype button on the non-video podcast? I hope it helps. So, thanks, Mark. Then
Oh,
our,
I don't even know how that works yet.
What is it?
It's I don't know. It's like a thing.
extra like or something. I don't know.
That's a thing?
Yeah,
YouTube
it's
has
called
that now?
YouTube hype. We'll have to look into it in
Yeah.
a second.
Never heard of that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks, Mark. And then we got a couple from Eddie. Tony, if federal primers worked every time in your impulse, you should go back to using them exclusively. They are reportedly the softest commercial primers. Perhaps your problem is your firing pin is on the short end of the tolerance limit and just isn't quite long enough to reliably set off harder primers. And or maybe your bolt length is at the long end of the tolerance limit and you're getting tolerance stacking.
That's fair, but to be fair,
Savage should have fixed that when he sent it in.
Yeah.
I never had bought federal primers. It's only I had a box of federal gold medal match 168s, I want to say. So they came from the factory federal primed.
And those ran okay?
Those ran okay. But just my problem with it is if this is my only 308 gun and it doesn't run all the cheap primers I feed it, I'm really fearful of some kind of a primer outage again. You never know what happens.
Yeah.
So it's like that guy's worthless to me. If I'll just sell it and get something else instead. That's just my personal philosophy. It's not if I'm gonna shoot it as a range toy a little bit more and not as kind of a boutique gun like my 303 British, which I shoot 20 rounds a year maybe, I would hope that it would fire. It's not crazy primers. It's Remington primers, but it's what it is. We're looking at the link Richard sent over.
Trying to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I will go on while you guys do that. I will get on to Eddie's other comment here. Dustin, the Saskatchewan government did more than just require licenses for property confiscation. It went to the next step and is pushing laws that mandate proper compensation. This would make for another liberal multi-billion-dollar boondoggle if they proceed with their gun grab. As Rod explained, criminal law is federal jurisdiction, but property law is provincial. We just need the other provinces and territories to join in.
Right. I think that's the big part of it, is the fair compensation part. That I guess at least if you're
The
not,
part is that they're trying to take private property. Period. But yeah.
Yeah, there's no more details on
there's
that
no more
post.
detail. I was checking on the online and
October
they
31st.
still seems to accept orders for offline pickup, so I don't know how that works. Maybe they will bounce your order saying you can't do that. That's hard to say, and I don't even know if you can redeem a gift certificate online.
I would give them
Give them a call, I guess.
Closed my 6 and
Oh god. Try to reopen it.
No, I did. I did. I did.
Oh, it
reopen
wiped it?
Yeah, it wiped it.
Okay. Well,
Anything
that
else?
is it for the YouTube comments.
Awesome. We're slightly overdue for our Bass Pro and Brownells link, but
We'll do another one.
we'll do another one probably at the end of the year. We're doing like
End
half
of
a
year.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Half a year. It's not a ton of them happening, but Thanks to our supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to support us, you can find us on that platform. And hopefully, we'll have some more exclusive content coming your way soon. And if you'd like to email the show, send them to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Shout-outs and recommendations. Kyle, let's start with you.
Shout out Taylor. Shout out Taylor and Mel for their just awesome performance. Canada's power couple in shooting.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Joe, you?
The AK-50 video. Ian from Forgotten Weapons has put one out, so take a look at that.
Really?
Oh, really? I didn't even watch it, but
Yeah, it's not forgotten, but
it's funny.
he talks more about the progression, and it's more rapid fire. It's faster, right? Because you watch Brandon's videos, it takes a while to really get all the details, whereas Ian's is faster.
It's funny because I think they did it in the very beginning. They did a accidental collaboration where they had a terrible Krinkov that Brandon rebuilt. I think it's an interesting duo. I'll give a shout out to Taylor as well. He's been my action shooting mentor for many years. I guess learning from the best may not make you the best, but it's always good to have that as an option. And I'll give a shout out to the entire hunt camp. I was surrounded by listeners, which is quite interesting because people know my name. So it's the first time I found out about that, I guess. And I give a special shout out to Adriel for the invite for the second year in a row, and listener Thomas for helping me drag out a deer, and Devin for fixing my exhaust on my car because it's the second time that the spot has rusted and broke off. So now I'm rolling around in a very loud exhaust car.
Nice. Modded.
Straight pipe. Yeah. Join our Discord server. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Join the CCFR, and we'll see you next week.
Later, everyone.
See you next week.
Good night, Kelly.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.